Tool 11. The parts that are connected by a connector become a compound. Compound preposition, compound object of the preposition, compound prepositional phrase. Number the parts of the compound. Number parts only when they're in a compound, which is only when there is a connector or C between them. So if you can remember that the word compound means more than one of something. Okay? Just like in chemistry, a compound is when there are two or more chemicals put together. In grammar here, a compound is when there are two or more of the same thing put together by a connector. Let's see some examples. First sentence, the cat climbed up and over the fence. Which of these words is a connector? Let's start with that. The connector is the word and, so I'm going to label that with a capital C. Okay. Now, what is that connector connecting? It's connecting the word up and connecting the word over. And those words are on our prepositions list, right? So, P and P, right? And as this tool tells us, we're going to give these numbers. So this is up as number 1, connector, and then over is number 2. P1 and P2, okay? And this tool tells us that if there's two things connected by a connector, it becomes a compound. And so we label it compound preposition, right? So preposition, connector, preposition means it's a lowercase c, capital P, compound preposition. Okay? Those work just like a single preposition. We ask who or what after both of them. So we say the cat climbed up and over what? Up and over the fence. And so the fence is our OP. Okay? That means that this whole thing put together is a prepositional phrase, starting with the compound preposition, going with a single object of the preposition. Let's look at another. I will meet you before or after the game. Okay, here the connector is or, and it's connecting the prepositions before and after. Both of those are prepositions. So we've got P1 is before, connector is or, and then P2 is after. Okay? And so above that, we're going to add these together and say this is a CP, compound preposition. Once again, we ask what? Before or after what? Before or after the game. So the game is our OP. This whole thing together is all a prepositional phrase, or PP. Okay? Third one. I will meet him for breakfast or dinner. This time the connector or is connecting not two prepositions but two objects of prepositions. Notice for is a preposition, right? For what? For breakfast or dinner. So this is going to be an OP, and our connector is or, and the second OP is dinner. Okay? And so again, we'll number these. OP1, connector, OP2. And this is a compound of what? This is a compound object of the preposition. COP. Because there's two OPs stuck together by a connector. So that makes it a COP. And this, again, becomes one single prepositional phrase, existing one preposition and a compound object of the preposition. Let's look at the third one. She was friends with Juan and Juanita. Okay? With is our preposition. Oops. Our preposition. With whom? With Juan. That's our OP. We use capitals here. OP. And with Juanita. So that's our OP. And we see there's a connector in between them. So Juan is an OP1. And is still a connector. Juanita is the OP2. Okay? And that means this part, this thing altogether is a compound OP. COP. And that compound OP is part of a single prepositional phrase. Okay. Here's one that got cut off a little bit. Grandmother's house is over the river and through the woods. Okay. Um, over is a preposition. Over what? The river. Through is a preposition. Through what? The woods. So label that our OP. Okay. So we got POP. That's a prepositional phrase. We've got P and OP. This is a prepositional phrase. Now those two prepositional phrases are stuck together with this connector and. And so now what we have a compound of, remember we have a compound of whatever there's two of stuck together. So we've got this P and OP is a PP here. This P and OP is a PP here. And so take this all together. This is what we're going to call a compound prepositional phrase, or CPP. Okay? Just means there's two of them stuck together by a connector. Last one. The book is on the desk, but under the laundry. Okay. We see there's a prepositional phrase here, on the desk, right? Preposition is on, capital P. The desk is the object of that preposition. Under is a preposition. Under what? The laundry. There's two, once again, two prepositional phrases, right? Stuck together with that connector, but. And so take this all together. This is going to be a compound prepositional phrase. And that's going to stretch from here all the way to the end of the sentence. And so there it is. Compound of is two of anything stuck together with a connector. So we can have a CP, compound preposition, two prepositions stuck together. We can have a COP, compound object of the preposition, so two objects of the preposition stuck together. Or we can have a CPP, compound prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase 1, prepositional phrase 2, stuck together with a connector.